Cancer, your destiny has just opened like a door you thought was sealed, and the light pouring in will not fade. A wish that seemed far away is coming towards you with force. It's no coincidence that this arrives right after an envious energy around you has broken and vanished. Life is pushing you to take what you always knew was yours. To activate this force, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. I, Cancer, open my path to the new. Every word you write will be like a seal of power in this decisive moment. What's coming in the final part of this story will be the most important, so don't take your eyes off it. The universe wants to see you alert, determined, and ready to receive. The first thing I feel in your energy is something extraordinary, as if time is speeding up just for you. You're about to live moments that break the routine and take you to places you never imagined. These are the kinds of surprises that not only bring joy, but transform the way you see your life. Are you ready for a change that arrives without asking for permission, Cancer? I see something you did recently that was key. It might have been a procedure, an application, or even a promise made from the heart that didn't just vanish. On the contrary, it was activated like a key, opening several doors. Now the second chapter of that achievement is coming bigger and more powerful. Maybe you received something unexpected recently, something that lightened your path. It could have been extra payment, a gift, a favor of great value, or news that filled you with hope. The point is, that wasn't random or isolated. The same kind of blessing is about to repeat itself in another form that will benefit you just as much or even more. This is not just any cycle, Cancer. This repetition comes with the power to attract prosperity into your daily life. Your cards show me that financial energy is flowing in your favor with greater clarity about where to invest and what to avoid. Do you realize the power you have in your hands right now? I also see that you are inspired in a special way. It's not just motivation. It's as if something inside you knows this is the time to act. That positive, proactive attitude will be your engine to finish tasks and open new projects sooner than you imagined. Nothing and no one will be able to stop that force. In the middle of this, a piece of news appears that will make you smile. It could be an invitation, a proposal, or simply a confirmation that you were right. What's certain is that it will be the beginning of a chain of favorable events. It's the appetizer for something much bigger forming ahead. Among these gifts from life, an unexpected outing emerges. You're not planning it, and maybe today you can't even see it coming, but it will be an experience that takes you out of the routine. It could be a night out with friends, a special date, or visiting a place you never considered. And it will be in that setting where something inside you awakens again. The wish that's being fulfilled is not just material. There's an internal fear starting to dissolve. Something that had you doubting or holding back in certain steps. That insecurity disappears like smoke when you see that what you feared isn't happening. Instead, the good arrives and shatters that old barrier. Cancer, how many times have you imagined the worst only to find it wasn't like that? This time will be no exception. Fear turns into relief, and relief into progress. Life is showing you that stories don't always end the way you imagine. And when you trust, the unexpected becomes your greatest ally. But here's something interesting. Not everyone will celebrate your progress. I see someone who wanted to reach a goal you were pursuing first. Their intention wasn't to live it for themselves, but to get ahead just to say they achieved it before you. That person no longer has power over your path. The envy that was hovering nearby has shattered like glass that can't be repaired. That release creates space for your wish to come true without interference. And most importantly, you will achieve it in a way that leaves no doubt it was your merit. What will you do when that happens, Cancer? A possible trip also appears in your destiny. Could be for work studies or pure desire to explore. It's not just a simple getaway, it's a movement that could mark a before and after in your life. And even if you see it as distant now, each day, you're closer to making it happen. If you're studying or thinking of learning something new, this is the time. Your energy is aligned to absorb knowledge and shine in whatever you do. Even small actions today can turn into big opportunities tomorrow. Don't underestimate any step you take in this period. On the family front, harmony is in the air. If you have a partner, you'll share something special that strengthens your bond. If you're single, your closest circle will be your greatest emotional support. And if you feel alone, get ready to receive unexpected help from people you thought were distant. Love, in fact, wants to knock on your door. You may not be looking for it, but the energy of connection is active. There's someone with serious intentions who is drawn to your authentic essence. Will you recognize them when they appear in your hands? You also have a talent for creating or repairing something with dedication. Whether manual, artistic, or technical, what you do now will have special and lasting value. It's as if everything you touch is infused with your energy and attracts prosperity. That skill will be key to your progress. In work paths that once seemed closed are opening. I see someone or something that was stuck, starting to move to your benefit. It could be a change of stance, a new agreement, or an opportunity previously denied. This time, the wheel is turning in your favor. All of this is just the beginning. Cancer, what comes in the continuation of this story will be even more intense, revealing connections, twists, and decisions that will change your outlook. Each piece is aligning, and you are right at the center of the board. Stay ready, because the best is yet to come. The energy around you keeps moving, as if every door is opening one after the other. There's no pause, Cancer, and now the current is so strong, it would be impossible to stop it. What began as a simple change has turned into a wave of opportunities. This is the moment to stay in the center of that wave without fear of falling. I, Cancer, receive all the good the universe sends me. This decree will be your shield and your magnet. Repeating it will reinforce the vibration that's taking you straight to your goals. Every time you say it, remember that what's coming is tailor-made for you. I see that person or situation that once seemed blocked starting to give way. It's no coincidence. It's the result of your persistence and the fact that dense energy no longer has a place to hold on. The resistance is crumbling, and you are right there to take advantage of it. Do you see how things change when you don't give up, Cancer? Something is about to be said to you that could change an important relationship. It could be a proposal, a confession, or a negotiation in your favor. You'll feel it because the atmosphere will become lighter, as if the very air tells you it's safe to move forward. And that will be a turning point in this story. Your discipline is being rewarded faster than you expected. It's not just about money or visible achievements. It's about valuable human connections. You are attracting people who genuinely want to support you, not out of interest. And that network will be one of your greatest strengths. On an emotional level, the magnetism you radiate is impossible to ignore. Someone is watching your steps with admiration, even if they don't yet admit it. Their approach may be timid, but their interest is genuine. Are you ready to let new energy into your life, Cancer? That unexpected outing we've been talking about is starting to take clearer shape. You might receive a formal invitation or a direct hint to clear some time in your schedule. The important thing is to say yes, because in that place something will happen that's not on your calendar, but it is in your destiny. Don't miss it. I also sense a deep internal change. Fear is no longer the protagonist. confidence is starting to guide your decisions, leading you to take smart risks. What you once saw as a threat, you now see as a challenge. And that shift puts you one step ahead. In work or projects, an agreement that was on hold is coming to life. It could be a positive response you've been waiting for, or a proposal better than you imagined. This not only improves your situation, but confirms that your previous steps were right. It wasn't luck, it was strategy and faith. The envy that broke apart leaves a void that the universe is filling with abundance. You'll notice it because everything starts flowing with fewer obstacles. It's as if suddenly you're walking a path without stones. And that's when you can truly accelerate, Cancer. Someone from your past is watching from afar as you move forward. There are mixed feelings in that gaze. Part admiration, part nostalgia, but you no longer depend on that validation. What you're building now is for you and for those who celebrate your victory sincerely. The possibility of a trip is also becoming more concrete. This time, it's not just a wish. There are tangible signs announcing it. A message, a job opportunity, a family event, or an invitation could be the perfect excuse. And when you go, you'll discover something that changes your course. Your social circle is becoming more selective, and that's a good thing. It's not about quantity, but quality. You're learning to recognize who wants to see you grow and who just wants to tag along for convenience. That clarity is one of your greatest weapons. The connection with your family, or those you consider family, is strengthening. It could be a moment of celebration, a special gathering or news that brings you closer together. This energy of mutual support gives you a powerful emotional anchor. And that anchor lets you move forward with more confidence. Financially, I see growing stability. It doesn't mean there won't be challenges, but you'll have the resources to handle them without excessive stress. You might even find an investment opportunity or receive extra income. All of this is coming because your energy is aligned with expansion. Cancer, do you realize everything you're receiving is the direct result of what you planted? There were no shortcuts, no tricks. There was consistency, patience, and faith that what was yours would come, and now it's here. A key moment is approaching in the form of an important conversation or meeting. It won't be overplanned, but it will have a lasting impact. It could define an alliance, a friendship, or even a romantic bond. It will be one of those days you remember for a long time. The wave keeps growing, and even if you feel dizzy, that's exactly where you need to be. You're in the perfect spot to gain speed before the tide drops again. Make the most of every moment, because the next curve in this story will be even more intense. Cancer, the speed of your story is no accident. It's the result of a turn that has no way back. Even the air feels different, as if everything were prepared for your next move. What was once hidden now appears, revealing truths that might surprise you. Not everything will be sweet, but everything will be liberating. There is someone who thought they could beat you at your own game. For a long time, they tried to get ahead of your steps or copy your ideas to claim credit that wasn't theirs. What they didn't calculate is that the universe doesn't reward imitation. It rewards authenticity. And now that mask is beginning to fall. In the middle of your progress, you will receive information that confirms what you already sensed. It could be a conversation you overhear, a message sent to you by mistake, or someone who decides to tell you what they know. That moment will be a mix of relief and determination. Relief because you already knew, determination because you'll know exactly what to do with it. The envy that broke apart didn't leave quietly. There are still some trying to figure out how you managed to move forward without their permission. But the most powerful part is that you no longer care. You've broken free from the emotional dependency on those outside opinions. Cancer, your next move will have a direct impact on your stability. You may decide to change priorities in a way that shifts your path. It could be a career change, a relocation, or a personal project you had been postponing. And you'll do it with a certainty you didn't have before. Love is still circling you, but with clearer energy. Now, someone is starting to show themselves more directly, leaving shyness behind. This is not a random attraction. It's a serious intention to share a path with you. Will you open yourself to that possibility? That unexpected outing that's been looming closer will bring more than just a pleasant time. There, you could receive a proposal, hear a confession, or discover something that inspires you to take a step you hadn't considered. Don't underestimate the power of being in the right place at the right time. That's where pieces click together. On the professional front, the wheel keeps turning in your favor. A change in policy leadership or management opens a space that was previously blocked. If you act quickly, you can position yourself in a privileged place. And the best part, it won't require sacrificing your integrity. The confidence you're building is reflected in how others perceive you. Your presence now commands natural respect. You no longer have to convince anyone because your results speak for themselves. That's the quiet strength that positions you without you having to raise your voice. Cancer. Something that once seemed far away is now starting to take physical form. It could be a contract, a trip, or an educational opportunity materializing. The signs are so clear it would be impossible to ignore them. The universe is aligning the pieces, so you have no excuse not to move forward. But a test also arises. Someone from your past might try to reopen a closed door, not necessarily for love, but because they feel uncomfortable seeing you advance without them. It's an energy that could try to pull you back into an old pattern. It's up to you to stay firm. In your hands, you have the ability to negotiate from strength, not from need. That's an immense advantage, Cancer. It allows you to say yes or no without fear of the consequences. And that posture will attract fairer deals and real benefits. I see that contact with experienced people will be key. Not necessarily older, but with a broad and deep view of life. These conversations will give you clues and confirmations about the path you're taking. Pay attention to every word in your environment. Certain changes in attitude will be obvious. People who were once indifferent will begin to show interest in your well-being. Not all will do it for clean reasons, so trust your intuition. You know perfectly well how to tell genuine help from help with conditions. The feeling of rapid progress can bring both excitement and dizziness. The challenge is not letting haste make you miss details. There are signs and opportunities you'll only notice if you stay calm. Remember, your pace is set by you, not by others' expectations. Cancer, something inside you is changing. It's a mix of maturity and boldness that lets you act strategically without fear of breaking patterns. You're finding your own formula for success, and that is priceless. In the coming days, a casual meeting could turn into a powerful alliance. Don't underestimate seemingly simple conversations. Sometimes, a single sentence can open a world of possibilities, and you're in the perfect position to take advantage of it. This moment in your life is like a board where all the pieces are moving at once. The key is not to get distracted by moves that don't take you to your goal. Every decision you make now will echo far into the future. Stay firm because what's coming will demand your very best self. Cancer, the speed of events now feels like a quickened heartbeat you can't ignore. Everything is moving around you, and you are at the center, making decisions that will change the course. There's no turning back, and that is as thrilling as it is challenging. The moment of greatest intensity is just one step away. That person who once tried to stand in your way is now watching as you move forward, without their shadow over you. Their strategy is crumbling because they no longer have power over your emotions or your choices. All that's left for them is to watch from afar and face what they've lost. And you, Cancer, remain unshaken. The opportunity you've been waiting for appears with brutal clarity. You won't have to guess. There will be no mixed signals. It will be obvious that it's yours. The challenge will be to act quickly and precisely. This is one of those times when a yes can change your life. The unexpected outing we've spoken about takes on a different shade. Now it's no longer just a pleasant invitation, but a meeting point with something that will mark your story. It could be a key person, an unexpected proposal, or a revelation that pushes you forward. You will know it in the moment. Cancer, there's a shift in energy in your work or projects that benefits you. A position opens. A contract is reviewed, or a policy changes. This is the moment to show your worth without underestimating yourself. Your effort will be seen even by those who once ignored it. On the emotional front, the attraction you spark is reaching a new level. It's not just physical, it's your confidence and magnetism drawing attention. Someone is beginning to take more direct steps toward you, and that energy could ignite something intense. I see your intuition sharper than ever. You pick up intentions before they become words. You recognize opportunities disguised in plain sight and threats dressed as interest. That clarity is your greatest shield right now. The trip that once seemed like a distant wish is becoming inevitable. It's no longer just a theoretical option. There are dates, conversations, and plans in motion. It will be a move that opens physical and mental horizons. And in that new setting, you'll discover parts of yourself you didn't know. Cancer, the envy that broke apart, left more traces than you thought. Not everyone who smiles is smiling for your happiness. Some will try to get close again now that they see you thriving. Keep your space not out of fear, but out of self-respect. In the midst of all this progress, a tense moment with someone important may arise. It could be a disagreement, a difference in vision, or a pending conversation. The key will be to hold your center without letting ego take control. That firmness could turn conflict into a new agreement. Your practical skills are becoming even more valuable. What you create with your hands, your mind, or your organization attracts recognition. You might even get an offer to take those abilities to a higher level, and that will place you in a bigger arena. Cancer, don't lose sight that this is a stage of accelerated building. Every day you use well counts double. Every decision you make from clarity adds to your victory. Don't let small distractions steal your focus. The past insists on knocking at the door, but now you have the strength to say no without guilt. You no longer need to reopen old wounds to prove you've learned. What's ahead is far more promising. And you know what I see. A message that could shake up your plans. Not necessarily negative, but unexpected enough to make you reconsider a move. The important thing will be not to react in haste. If you analyze it well, it could be a key rather than an obstacle. The feeling of vertigo grows, but instead of stopping you, it pushes you forward. It's a reminder that you are alive, that you are playing on the field where big moves happen. Not everyone gets to this point, and you've earned it. Cancer, a casual encounter, turns into a deep dialogue. It won't be long, but it will be meaningful. It could reveal something about yourself or the path you're taking. And those revelations are pure gold. The moment of greatest intensity approaches with firm steps. It's as if all the threads of your life are coming together in a single point. Work, love, opportunities, and decisions intertwine. And what you do there will define much more than you imagine. You are ready to maintain this pace and even push it a bit higher. This is not the time to let your guard down or let others decide for you. You are the one with the final word, and in the next stage, that word will be definitive. Cancer, the moment of maximum intensity is here. Everything that had been accelerating now bursts into a moment of pure clarity. There are no doubts, no gray areas. You see exactly what you want and how to take it. And the most powerful thing is that you have the strength to do it. That decisive encounter or situation presents itself head-on with no more waiting. It could be a key conversation, an unexpected agreement, or a gesture that tears down old walls. You'll recognize it because your heart and mind will say the same thing. And that alignment is your green light to move forward. The wish that has accompanied you for so long is finally fulfilled. Not as a fantasy, but as a concrete reality you can touch live and enjoy. The emotion that will run through you will be intense, but also calm because you'll know you achieved it on your own merit. This wasn't handed to you by anyone. Cancer, the envy that once tried to stop you, is now completely in the past. Hidden intentions dissolve, and their carriers are left watching from afar. You have crossed a threshold they cannot reach, and that is your silent triumph. In the emotional sphere, something deep is defined. You may choose to open yourself to a connection that gives you both peace and excitement, or you may decide to continue your path alone with the certainty that your heart is clear. Whatever your choice, it will be the right one. The trip that had been appearing on the horizon now has clear coordinates. It's no longer a someday, it's a date and a destination. And with every step you take to prepare for it, you'll feel you are honoring a promise made to yourself. That is the feeling of expansion you deserve. Cancer, your environment reorganizes itself. Those who add value stay. Those who don't step away, and you remain surrounded by clean energy. The feeling of lightness will be so strong you'll notice changes even in your body and mood. It's proof that the right decisions free you. In work and finances, you close this stage with stability and projection. You might receive a proposal for further growth or an income you weren't counting on. The important thing is that you now handle your finances with intelligence and without fear, and that opens the door to more abundance. A moment of deep reflection also arrives. You look back and see every step, every obstacle, and every victory. You recognize that nothing was random. It was all training to hold what you now receive. The greatest lesson of this cycle is that the power to decide was always yours. Even in moments of doubt, you had the ability to change direction. And today, that conviction is your greatest treasure. Cancer, don't forget that this is just one chapter in a bigger story, but it's a chapter that marks a before and after. You've broken internal and external limits, and there's no going back. Subscribe to Cancer Reborn to keep receiving the strength you've already awakened and not lose what is yours by destiny. Every message will be a reminder that your path is alive and expanding. Now look at yourself in both the present and the future at the same time. Do you realize how much you can carry? You are not the same person who began this journey, and that change is your true miracle. Cancer life has put you in a position where you no longer wait for things to come. You go out and find them, and you succeed. That is the new you, and no one can take it away from you. Your story now is one of conscious action, not reaction. That means you choose not just accept what comes, and in that choice lies your freedom. You have shown that you can move forward with weight on your back, but also that you know when to let go. That balance is what keeps you strong and flexible. It is the formula for everything to come. The universe has already answered your call, Cancer. The rest is up to you. This is your moment to hold, grow, and expand what you have gained. And now, Cancer, I want to leave you with something only you can answer. Are you ready to live up to what you asked for? Because the miracle has already chosen you, and it's up to you to hold it and expand it.